Hello fellow entrepreneurs, welcome to my channel where I read and summarize books relating to being a better entrepreneur. I've met no one who I thought was wise who didn't read. I believe reading is essential for those who seek to rise above the ordinary. So today, we will be learning from Gary Vaynerchuk in his book, Crushing It, how great entrepreneurs build their business and influence, and how you can too. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. The world has changed dramatically. If you wanted to be discovered as an actress 20 years ago, you might have needed to relocate to Hollywood. If you wanted to advance in your career, you'd enroll in a business program. Reaching millions of people getting the primetime TV or radio spot wasn't easy, to say the least. The internet and social media have virtually eliminated the barriers to success, whether you're an entrepreneur, a performer, or any other type of content producer, by essentially eliminating industry gatekeepers. Every day, millions of people listen to popular podcasts. Actresses, artists, and other creative professionals are regularly discovered on YouTube and Instagram. And business owners all over the world are recognizing that social media provides them with unrivaled opportunities to communicate directly with potential customers. Building a personal brand and cultivating it through social media, as you'll see in this video, is a path to success that anyone can take. That holds true whether you're a frustrated accountant, a foodie eager to share your passion for homemade preserves with the world, or a fashionista looking to make a living off your sense of style. This video is broken up into 8 parts. Part 1. Personal Branding. Part 2. Mastering the 7 Principles. Part 3. Snapchat. Part 4. Twitter. Part 5. YouTube. Part 6. Facebook. Part 7. Instagram. Part 8. Podcast. One of the clearest paths to entrepreneurial success is to build a strong and personal online brand. If you ask a child today what she wants to do when she grows up, she is likely to say, "I want to be a YouTuber." Many adults might say something like, "That's not a real job, sweetie," but it's possible that those kids are onto something. The rise of social media has changed the game by allowing anyone to broadcast to a large audience. Let's take a look at some numbers. Every day, 1.25 billion hours of YouTube video are viewed around the world. Every minute, they upload 66,000 photos or videos to Instagram. In addition, people spend 20% of their mobile time on Facebook on average. Because of the size and power of social media platforms, anyone can make money from their personal brand. With just 1,000 followers, an Instagram user can earn $5,000 per year by posting twice a week. Isn't that a nice bit of extra income? Consider what would happen if you posted more than twice a week. Part 1. Personal Branding. The potential to monetize a personal brand is limitless for those who truly want it. Consider the author, Gary Vaynerchuk. He grew his family's winery from a $4 million to a $60 million enterprise. His strategy was straightforward. He developed a strong personal brand by speaking directly to customers. He ran an unusually candid video blog, doing tastings and giving candid advice in front of the camera. Every day, he spent hours responding to every single message he received on Twitter and Facebook. He aided others, and as a result, they grew to like him, trust him, and buy from him. He developed one-on-one relationships with his customers, the kind that could previously only be found in small neighborhood stores. So what happened after that? He passed on what he had learned about online marketing to others. Vaynerchuk now runs a multi-billion-dollar digital agency with locations in New York, Los Angeles, Chattanooga, and London. And it's all thanks to his belief in the power of his personal brand. Building a personal brand can lead to personal and financial success in a variety of ways. What do a wine merchant, a fashionista mother, and a dissatisfied artist have in common? To live a more successful life, they all used a strong personal brand. Gary Vaynerchuk's brand was used to promote a product, wine. Many people, on the other hand, have no obvious product but are able to profit from their personal brand. Brittany Xavier's blog and Instagram account, Thrifts and Threads, began as a fun way to share photos of her young family's life. However, she noticed that accounts similar to hers were tagging brands, so she began to do so as well. After 6 months and 10,000 followers, she began charging brands $100 for a post that mentioned them. When a jewelry company offered $1,000 for a single blog and Instagram post, she realized she was aiming too low. Xavier now devotes her full time to her family lifestyle brand, earning a lot of money, traveling, and having fun. But what if, rather than revolutionizing your life, you simply want to improve it? Will having a personal brand still be beneficial? Absolutely. Louis Blocka was a frustrated artist and full-time art teacher. He didn't want to quit his job, but he did want to make more money from his art in his spare time. Vaynerchuk began to consider how he could market his work differently after hearing about his experiences. He gave away free wine and painting classes and documented the events on Instagram. What began as a 10-person class quickly grew to hundreds of participants, thanks to a combination of Instagram and word-of-mouth marketing. What's the end result? Well, he used to sell $200 paintings every now and then, and this year he hopes to sell $30,000 worth of artwork. Now, that's a pretty hot side hustle. So whether you want to become wealthy or just make money on the side, a personal brand built on social media can help you achieve your goals. When it comes to creating social media content, there are 7 key principles to remember. Your social media content will suffer the same fate as a house built on shaky foundations. Part 2. Mastering the 7 Principles. So, what's really important? It's pretty straightforward. You need to master 7 principles. The first is sincerity. People can always smell a phony, so don't offend your listeners. Be honest. You must also be enthusiastic. Passion will keep you going when things get tough, whether it's for your product, your life, or the process of being an entrepreneur. The old adage goes, patience is a virtue. It's also true in this case. Creating something new takes time. That must be accepted. Is there anything else that is virtuous? It takes a lot of effort. You don't have time to waste your lunch break watching cat videos on YouTube, or your evenings binge watching Walking Dead if you want to succeed. Get on Twitter and start networking. Because the world moves quickly, you must pay attention and move quickly as well. What are the most recent fashion trends? Is there a new platform that you ought to be using? Don't waste time by looking ahead. Finally, the right intention is required. One thing that all great entrepreneurs have in common is that they aren't just in it for the money. It may appear counterintuitive, but it is accurate. All of the most successful influencers and entrepreneurs are selfless. They are motivated by providing value and service, and they enjoy teaching and assisting others. Listen to Jenna Sword, the founder of You Can Brand, a brand advisory service. Her truest love is watching the ahas go off in people's heads as she assists them in solving a problem, she says. Customers will not refer others to you if you have a self-serving motive, and they will not return. As a result, focus your activities on altruistic values. Consider what you can offer and how you can assist. That is the only long-term strategy for long-term success. And hey, it feels great! Don't be concerned about content creation. Instead, create a document. It's easy to be intimidated by the prospect of creating engaging social media content. Sure, you're a big fan of sports cars, but do you know enough about them to host a weekly YouTube video blog? So don't let your reservations deter you. Instead of creating, concentrate on documenting. Rich Roll, a 39-year-old lawyer who was overweight and unhappy, decided to give up junk food, embrace veganism, and start running. Years later, after becoming an endurance athlete, he decided that filming and sharing his training for the Ultraman World Championships would be entertaining. Thousands of people watched his 5-minute YouTube videos showing training or discussing diet. This resulted in a CNN interview, which led to a book deal. He started a hugely popular podcast, blogged constantly, and continued to YouTube. He is now known as an influencer's influencer, with a second book deal and regular speaking engagements for companies like Goldman Sachs. Here's where there's a lesson to be learned. Roll didn't wait until he had everything, which is why he drew so much attention. People enjoyed accompanying him on his journey, following his progress as he documented it, and watching him learn. So instead of worrying about how to come up with unique and creative content, consider the possibility that you are the unique content. Vaynerchuk hires a videographer who records every aspect of his workday, including bathroom breaks and private meetings. For other entrepreneurs, the content it generates is an excellent learning tool. Why not use Snapchat, Instagram Stories, or Facebook Live to share your world on a regular basis? Whether you're moving into a new apartment or brewing your first batch of homebrew, keep track of everything. Maybe it won't work out, but maybe you'll build a following that pays you $50,000 per year in advertising, brand endorsements, and affiliate marketing. You might even get a book deal as a result of your efforts. Let's look at the platforms you can use now that we've looked at the potential of building your personal brand. Part 3. Snapchat. Snapchat provides raw reality and a true test of your branding skills. DJ Khaled, a music producer, got lost on a jet ski in the dark in 2015. He snapped his disorienting ordeal until finally reaching shore and safety as he attempted to get home in the dying light. His personal brand, which was already well known, exploded. Khaled was one of the first Snapchat celebrities because he was genuine, and Snapchat is all about genuineness. Khaled didn't overthink things, edit excessively, or look for the perfect shot. He was completely himself. The content was a little off-kilter, but it was genuine. In contrast to Instagram, which is frequently over-curated and appears to be fake, Snapchat provides an authentic glimpse into someone's life. This makes Snapchat a little more difficult for marketers to use. If you're already on the platforms, however, Snapchat is a great way to show a more human side. It's here that Sarah, a realtor, can admit that, despite her healthy eating habits, she has a weakness for French fries. And it's here that Sean, a sports store manager, is caught on camera playing foosball with his children. There's another reason Snapchat is difficult and why it's such a good marketing training ground. Snapchat has no discoverability because it lacks hashtags and sharing. So, if you want to be successful on Snapchat, you must provide real value. It's not enough to post a photo of your cappuccino on social media. Lauren of the Skinny Confidential, a lifestyle blog, explains that when she takes a photo of her coffee, she also adds some values such as, "I'm enjoying an iced coffee on this hot day. I'm using a silicone straw because it's BPA free. And I'm adding cinnamon because it helps with my blood sugar levels." Snapchat forces you to go above and beyond to show your personality and to add value, all of which is good practice. In the end, Snapchat is a place where people can be themselves. You won't make a lot of quick sales there, but you'll be able to show off a little bit of yourself. What could possibly be wrong with that? Part 4. Twitter. Twitter is an excellent way to reach out to a specific target audience. Back in the day, the water cooler was the place to go to get the latest news or watch the latest episode of a popular TV show. People now chew the fat on Twitter, and the conversation is ongoing 24 hours a day, with contributions from all over the world. However, Twitter is about more than just chatting. It's also a fantastic way to get noticed. Why? First, you have a better chance of generating buzz on Twitter. No one posts 50 times a day on Instagram, but 50 times on Twitter? That's alright, it's considered normal. Second, the retweet feature is a fantastic way to spread awareness. Assume you've created a video mashup of Drake's work. Even if you tag him in it, he's unlikely to see it. But if you post it on Twitter, it might just get retweeted until Drake, and the rest of the world, notices. Twitter is also a good place to start if you want to build a profile for a specific audience. Maybe you've always wanted to be a sportscaster. Here's how you can use Twitter to make that dream a reality. First, see what sports topics are popular. Then begin tweeting. Add a quick comment or a short video. Use the appropriate hashtags to ensure that your tweets are found by anyone searching for that topic. Participate in discussions. Respond to a few influential people and ask if they'd like to check out your blog. Nothing is going to happen on the first day. You'll tweet all day and get nothing in return. However, keep going. On day 5, you might get a retweet from a journalist. This could net you 200 new followers. And a sports blog might contact you in a month to ask if you'd like to contribute a guest post. Your local sports station may contact you after 12 months of doing this on a daily basis to see if you'd like to come in for a chat and possibly a job. It takes a lot of effort to become a Twitter sensation. But if you put in those hours, you'll be surprised at the possibilities. Part 5. YouTube. YouTube is the most effective platform for generating wealth and opportunity, and you should start using it right away. Did you know that at prime time, young adults watch more videos on YouTube than on any other TV network? While you are unlikely to be on NBC anytime soon, you could be on YouTube right now. Many people avoid YouTube because they believe, "I'm not an expert, and besides, I'm not that interesting." Such thoughts should be ignored. To begin, keep in mind that documentation is just as enjoyable as creating. You don't have to be an expert on whiskey to start a whiskey vlog. Launch a vlog called Learning Whiskey with Bob. And you and your audience, who are all turned off by experts who speak in jargon and drink $200 malts, can learn together. Second, no matter how niche your interests are, you'll find a following on YouTube. Consider garage sales. Isn't it a little boring? However, there are garage sale videos on YouTube with over 400,000 views. The best way to get started on YouTube is to just do it. So what if your videos aren't great? Apart from your mother, no one else is watching them at all. They'll improve over time. If they don't, and you never get any viewers, at least you know it's not for you and you can move on to something else. On the other hand, great content usually shines through. Take Dan Markham, for example. They decided to see what's inside a baseball when his son needed a school project idea. They recorded themselves slicing the ball open and posted the video to YouTube. Dan realized after a year that it had been watched by enough people to generate ad revenue. So he and his son recorded themselves cutting things open again. A football, a Rubik's Cube, and even a dead rattlesnake rattle. Their "What's Inside" videos have reached over 550 million views to date, and they've collaborated with companies like Nike and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for a school project. That's pretty cool. Part 6. Facebook. Facebook is still the most important channel due to its clever distribution and innovation. Perhaps you've heard people recently criticize Facebook, claiming that it's where baby boomers share photos of their grandchildren, and that young people no longer use it. In reality, Facebook remains the most popular show in town. The fact that there are 2 billion monthly active users is not a lie. From a business standpoint, Facebook's greatest advantage is its content and distribution flexibility. Facebook has a level of adaptability that no other platform can match. Do you want to write a 12-paragraph blog post? That'll do it. A 10-second clip? Sure. Is that a 20-minute video? It's no problem. What about some simple photographs? Get them to the top. It also has a lot of targeting options. You want to reach out to people aged 18 to 25 who live in downtown California and enjoy skateboarding? No problem. Spend $12 and tens of thousands of people will see your design for a cool skate t-shirt. That's all well and good, but can you do anything truly unique on Facebook? Yes, using Facebook Live. Live allows you to broadcast to your followers in real time, take questions, and receive immediate feedback. It isn't for everyone though. There are only a few live TV shows because they are difficult to produce. However, if you've worked with video before, it can be extremely effective. Financially Wise Women's Brittany Castro is a great example of someone who has a fresh personal brand in a stuffy old industry, personal finance. She first gained notoriety for a finance rap video, which is the polar opposite of what you'd expect from a financial advisor's marketing. She's a hit on all channels these days. Her favorite, however, is Facebook Live. She enjoys being able to answer women's financial questions in real time, providing real value, and conversing directly with her potential customers. And by doing lives with her brand partners such as Chase Bank, she is able to reach a much larger audience with her offer. So, to all of the skeptics out there, Facebook is still evolving. You should too. Part 7. Instagram. With a mix of content and great discoverability, Instagram is more important than ever. When there is too much beauty, people rarely complain, but this wasn't an issue for Instagram until it launched its Stories feature, which allows users to post spontaneous photos and short videos that will only be visible for a day. Instagram is no longer overly polished. It now has the perfect balance of curated and ephemeral content. The site's CEO admitted he hadn't posted in 6 days because none of the moments seemed special enough the day Stories launched. Users can now capture stunning images for posterity and post their morning coffee with a cheerful caption to Stories, knowing that it'll be gone in 24 hours. Stories are now hugely popular, and savvy users are using it to show some personality behind the scenes. As a result, the site's new balance is one of the reasons for its success. But more importantly for us, Instagram provides some extremely simple ways to promote our business. Here's an example of a hypothetical success story to illustrate the point. Tom is the ambitious manager of Enavant, a clothing store in Kansas City. He begins to Instagram as much as he can. He photographs everything, including clothes on hangers, shoes on shelves, and a slew of customers in their new outfits, all of which are nicely filtered. Every Instagram post includes the appropriate hashtags. Hashtag Evanantwear, hashtag Kansas Fashion, hashtag Fall Trends, hashtag Fall Fashion. During his lunch break, he begins to reach out to fashionable Kansas City residents by searching Kansas City and seeing who comes up. Hey, I manage Evanant, we love your style. He direct messages some of the more popular and fashion-conscious people. Come in and get a 25% discount on your purchase. 6 people out of the 40 he contacts post on social media about this nice guy who complimented them and assisted them. Tom then invites his influential neighbors in for a fashion night with a 30% discount, and he makes the event so much fun that he no longer needs to take photos. All of the guests are uploading to Instagram themselves, using the hashtag #Enavant. Sales are up, and Tom's personal brand is as well. What does he have planned for the future? Is he launching his own fashion line? What makes a blog successful? The decision is his to make, thanks to his work on Instagram. Part 8. Podcast. Speak word media is the hottest trend right now, so jump on board before it's too late. Have you ever tried cleaning your bathroom while watching a video? It's not so simple. But are you listening to anything? Yup, spoken word media will always have a large market if it sells the ability to multitask. Podcasts can help you discover and define your niche. John Lee Dumas was a podcast listener who wanted to start his own business. However, when he looked for a podcast about entrepreneur experiences, he came up empty-handed. So he reasoned, why not do it himself? He had no prior experience and began by speaking with relatively unknown entrepreneurs. He learned quickly and established a presence by hosting the daily show Entrepreneurs on Fire. He had over 100,000 downloads in a matter of months. His visitors increased. He began to be invited to conferences, further enhancing his credibility. He's now the entrepreneur he's always wanted to be, with his podcast and branded products and services bringing in millions of dollars. Good for John, you might be thinking. But the podcast market is crowded now. The good news is that a whole new platform is rapidly emerging. The next big thing is content delivered by digital assistants like Amazon's Alexa or Google Assistant in super short spoken flash briefings. Tell Alexa to, give me a flash briefings, before brushing your teeth in the morning, and you'll be able to hear his 1-minute daily motivational message. So there's a new platform with a lot of promise and only a few key influencers right now. Let's pretend you're a landscaper. Wouldn't a 1-minute Ted's Daily Garden Tips be a fun new way to promote your company? Quick audio updates will be difficult to launch in 5 years unless you market them aggressively. But now is the time to do something unique, and it might just take off. So, what do you have to lose? It's time to get out there and crush it. If you're stuck in a job you don't like, or if you own a business but don't see it growing, have the courage to make a change. Build a life and a business around something you truly enjoy, whether it's assisting people in learning about fashion, custom-made tree houses, or garage sales. Whatever it is, make a video of your journey and upload it to YouTube. Use Twitter to attract the attention of other treehouse fans. Distribute your fashion inspiration on Facebook and Instagram. Also, keep your eyes peeled for the next big platform. This wraps up my summary for the book, Crushing It: How Great Entrepreneurs Build Their Business and Influence, and How You Can Too, by Gary Vaynerchuk. Thank you for sticking it out through to the very end of this video. Nothing helps out my channel more than y'all watching the entire video. These videos take a long time to make and is a labor of love. If you would like to contribute by buying me a cup of coffee, I'll leave the link below along with a link to this book. And as always, if you liked this video, please like and subscribe and watch these videos that might pique your interest. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, keep reading.